Okay, last video. This is going to be mass to mass stoichiometry because we've done all the other types. We've done mole to mole, we've done mole to mass, and now it's mass to mass, which this is the long one. Okay, here are your steps. I only gave you the steps that we need because I want to make sure we have enough room to work out the problem. And then I gave you your question. One of the reactions used to inflate automobile airbags involves sodium azide, and it gives you the formula for sodium azide. Then it also gives you the balanced chemical equation. It asks you to determine the mass of N2 produced from the decomposition of NaN3 shown at right. Well, in the book at right gave you a picture, and on that picture it told you that you had 100 grams, 100.0 grams of NaN3. So that is your given. Let's go ahead and make sure we know how to look at this and tell what type of question it is, what type of problem it is. In the actual question where it says determine, it says the word mass. And then in our given, we have a G for grams. So that should ring some bells and throw up some red flags that this is a mass-to-mass stoichiometry question. So what you do is you look at your steps. The first step for every single one of these is always to write the given. Here's my given. Remember, this is going to be your really long one. Make sure you have plenty of room. I wrote my given. Then the next step, number 2, says the molar mass of the given. I have it written on your test, molar mass of the given, so that way you don't get confused. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the molar mass of this. I look on my computer, not my computer, my periodic table, and I know that the mass of Na is 22.990, and I have one of those, and I know the molar mass of sodium, definitely not sodium, of nitrogen is 14.007, and I have 3 of those. So that means the total mass for nitrogen is 42.021. I add that number and 22.990 together, and I get 65.011 grams. That is my molar mass of the given. You have to look at your railroad track and know which place to put it. I see that grams is on top here. I know that I need to cross it out. So I'm going to put my grams on the bottom. And remember, every time you do this, it's always paired with 1 mole, because we looked it up on the periodic table. I can mark out my grams, done with those bad boys. Now, step 3, mole ratio. Remember, this is where it can be tricky, so you have to pay attention to what you're doing. I am dealing with NaN3 and N2. So I look at my equation, dealing with NaN3 and N2. I don't care about sodium right now. I need to figure out which one I put on top, which one I put on bottom. I notice that I need to cross out NaN3, so that's the one that I'm going to put on bottom. And I put what its coefficient is up there. And then every time I have 2 moles of NaN3, I always have 3 moles of N2. So that goes on top. Cross out my moles of NaN3. I am done with step number 3. Now on to step number 4. Number 4, I need to find the molar mass of what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Nitrogen's molar mass is 14.007. I have 2 of those, so my molar mass is 28.014. I know that my grams have to go on top, so that way I can mark out my moles on bottom. So my molar mass goes here. In class, I have been seeing a lot of you wanting to multiply this number again by 3 because up here there's a 3. I'm going to multiply that number by 3 because of the coefficient. Don't do that for the molar mass. You will eventually multiply it by 3 because we have that 3 right there. So make sure you do it in 2 different steps because you wrote it down in 2 different steps. Alright, step 5 says to calculate. Multiply everything on top, divided by everything multiplied together on bottom. Put that in my little calculator real fast. And you should get 67.764. That's grams of nitrogen. Looking at sig figs, I only need 4 sig figs. So it's 67.76 grams of nitrogen. Alright, here's the one I want you to try. Determine the mass of sodium if 120 grams of nitrogen are produced. Pause it, try it, check back, and see if your answer is right. Okay, looking at it, I see the word mass, and I see a G for grams. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at my steps for mass to mass. The first thing is write my given. 120 grams of N2. Next step is molar mass of given. So look at molar mass of nitrogen, multiply that by 2. I know that my grams need to go up on bottom. That's always paired with 1 mole of nitrogen. Step 3, my mole ratio. Look back at my equation. I have 3 moles of nitrogen. And every time I do, I have 2 moles of sodium. Step 4, molar mass of what I'm looking for. Molar mass of sodium is 22.990. I only have 1 of those, so I don't have to multiply it. That's always paired with 1 mole of sodium. And step 5 says to calculate the answer. 120 times 1 times 2 times 22.990 divided by 28.014 times 3 times 1, and you get your answer. Right, and your answer should be 65.653. Look at your sig figs. This one's tricky sig figs. I only need 2 because that last 0 doesn't count. So your answer should be 66 grams of sodium. Alright, that's it for your videos. Make sure you practice and practice problems that are in your book on page. They're on page 378 through 380, numbers 54 through 75, and I'll be posting some other problems on Edmodo for you to check out as well. Good luck!